What is good design really? It's not just about how something looks. Good design is about the relationship it builds with its audience. Psychology, sociology, and cultural studies all have a massive role to play. These days, design is everywhere, from everyday objects to the media to marketing. And in marketing, rule number one is this: you're not selling the product, you're selling how the product is presented. Many times, this presentation has less to do with truth than it does with manipulation. The product becomes a storytelling, sometimes even an illusion. What is one of the most striking examples of this type of manipulation? Brachycephalic dog breeds. Technically, they're dogs, but really they're more like cartoon versions of dogs, not even a freak of nature, but a human invention, designed very deliberately. Why? Because they look cute. Flat faced dogs, pugs, French bulldogs, Pekingeses are walking soft toys, but that's no accident. There's something deeper going on here: psychology. According to Austrian ethologist Konrad Lorenz, we're wired to respond to what he called the Kindchenschema, a baby like appearance. Big eyes, round heads, short noses. These features trigger our caregiving instincts. That's how we react to infants. But our brains don't discriminate. We react the same way to puppies, even teddy bears. It's a biological loophole that design and marketing exploit effortlessly. Brachycephalic dogs fit this template perfectly. Their appearance instantly makes us want to care for them. Their facial expressions, sad eyes, a furrowed brow, something resembling a smile, give them human emotions. That's an anthropomorphism, and it works beautifully. Then the halo effect kicks in. If something looks cute, we assume it must be good. We don't stop to consider that this dog can barely breathe, can't cool itself down, and suffers from chronic genetic conditions. What matters is the cartoonish appearance. For many people, that's enough. And in a world of loneliness, cramped flats, and fragile relationships, a miniature dog that doesn't need much space or exercise becomes the perfect companion, an emotional substitute, not so soft, breathing placeholder. Which brings us to the crux of it all: design isn't just about form, it's about meaning. Brachycephalic dogs aren't just a breed, they're a cultural product, a lifestyle accessory, an aesthetic statement, but also the result of some very deliberate emotional manipulation. This wasn't an accident, it was a project. And now, brace yourself, let's throw a bit of theory into the mix. According to French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu, taste isn't neutral or individual. In his book Distinction, he argues that taste is a tool of social class, a way of setting people apart. What we consider beautiful is often just a reflection of what the cultural elite has decided is worth our attention. Our preferences aren't really ours. They're shaped by our environment, our upbringing, our cultural capital. It's what Bourdieu calls habitus, the social conditioning that shapes our instincts and inclinations. So here's the question: if brachycephalic dogs are often seen as a product of low taste category, how did they become so popular in the creative industry? Exactly. Is the creative industry still creative? Because the popular idea of creativity is still stuck in this old stereotype: the artist. Drawing, writing, playing guitar, that's not creativity. That's just one form it takes. Creativity isn't art. It's not some divine spark. It's the ability to think beyond what is obvious, to take existing elements and combine them in a new, valuable way. It's the capability to solve problems. And here's the key point: it's a skill you can develop. Creativity isn't magic. It's not some sacred power reserved for the chosen few. It's a process, a craft, and it's something anyone can access, even if you can't draw and have never touched Photoshop. The trouble is, in the so called creative industries, we often don't assess creativity. We judge technical ability. Someone draws well? Must be an artist. But what about their thinking, their sensitivity, their awareness, their sense or responsibility? You can have all the technical chops in the world and still be painfully unoriginal, stuck in your own emotions, unable to reflect critically. So, what do we get? Not fresh ideas, but recycled aesthetics. Not a critique, but an endless Instagram feed. Not soulful design, but design that wheezes and struggles to breathe, just like a brachycephalic dog. In short, you can keep refining your technical skills, but if you neglect your taste, your imagination, your sensitivity, then you're missing the point. These are muscles too. Creativity isn't just what we do with our hands, it's what we do with our minds and with our hearts. The appearance and appeal of a design are not sufficient. Real creativity isn't about aesthetics. It's about responsibility. It's about thoughtfulness. It's about designing with awareness, not just with a pencil. An effective design doesn't just look nice. Good design doesn't harm the world. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your mind. Don't support cruelty.